Imagine standing before a crowd, every eye locked on you, every ear tuned to your voice. The air is electric with anticipation, not because of what you've done, but because of how you make them feel. That's the power of speaking like a leader, commanding respect and inspiring action through your words. Leaders don't hide behind jargon or fluff. They cut through the noise and deliver their message with razor-sharp clarity. When you speak, ask yourself, what's the one thing I want them to remember? Then build your message around that. People can sense when you're pretending. Drop the act. Speak from your heart, share your real experiences, and be vulnerable. Authenticity isn't just admired, it's respected. Confidence isn't arrogance, it's a deep belief in what you're saying. When you stand tall, project your voice, and deliver your message with conviction, you're saying, follow me, I know the way. Leadership isn't a monologue, it's a dialogue. Listen more than you speak and respond to what you hear. Show your audience that their voice matters and they'll trust yours. Facts tell, but stories sell. Leaders use stories to breathe life into their ideas. Share the moment you overcame a challenge, learned a lesson, or made an impact. Make your message unforgettable. Your words might say, I'm confident, but your slouched posture screams otherwise. Stand tall, use purposeful gestures, and let your presence fill the room. Remember, people believe what they see before they hear what you say. A true leader knows their audience. Are you speaking to a group of visionaries? Inspire them. Talking to a team facing challenges? Empathize with them. Tailoring your message is the key to relevance and respect. Your energy is contagious. Speak with passion, purpose, and unwavering conviction. Your enthusiasm will ignite the same fire in your listeners. Don't just talk, lead a conversation. Questions like, what's holding you back? Or what would it mean to achieve this goal? Make your audience think and connect deeply with your message. A leader leaves people inspired to act. Close your speech with a challenge, a vision, or a question that sparks movement. Leave your audience with clarity and determination. Speaking like a leader isn't about using big words or dramatic gestures. It's about being real, connecting deeply, and inspiring action. Respect isn't demanded, it's earned through authenticity, clarity, and conviction. When you speak as a leader, you don't just share your message, you transform people's lives. Now go out there, find your voice, and speak with the power that commands respect. The world is waiting for your words. When you speak, your message must cut through the noise of distractions, doubts, and competing priorities. Clarity is not just about being understood, it's about being unforgettable. Leaders know that the essence of their message must resonate instantly and linger long after they've stopped speaking. Imagine your words as a laser beam, concentrated, precise, and impactful. Every sentence should serve a purpose, leaving no room for confusion or misinterpretation. Clarity begins with knowing your purpose. Why are you speaking? What change do you want to create in your audience? Without this foundation, your words will lack direction and your listeners will lose focus. Take the time to distill your message to its core essence. What is the one thing your audience absolutely must take away? Once you know that, every word, every example, and every pause should revolve around amplifying that message. Simplicity is the heart of clarity. Too often, people mistake complexity for intelligence, layering your speech with jargon, long-winded explanations, and unnecessary details. But true brilliance lies in making the complex simple. Speak in terms that your audience can grasp immediately. Use vivid language, strong verbs, and concrete examples that paint a picture in their minds. Think of your words as a bridge between your ideas and their understanding. If that bridge is tangled with complexity, your audience will hesitate to cross it. Structure is another pillar of clarity. Great leaders organize their ideas in a way that feels natural and compelling. Use a roadmap, introduce your points, support it with evidence or examples, and then conclude with a memorable takeaway. This structure keeps your audience engaged and ensures your message is as digestible as it is impactful. Clarity also comes from anticipating what your audience needs to hear, not just what you want to say. Step into their shoes. What questions might they have? What objections might arise? Address these head-on with empathy and precision. When your audience feels that you understand them, they are far more likely to respect your words and follow your lead. Finally, clarity is a discipline. It requires preparation, focus, and the courage to strip away what isn't essential. It's tempting to add more, to over-explain, or to try to impress, but the most powerful messages are those that are distilled to their purest form. When you master clarity, you don't just communicate, you create impact. Your words become a beacon, guiding others with certainty and purpose. Authenticity is the foundation upon which trust is built. It's the essence of being real, honest, and unapologetically yourself. When you speak with authenticity, you're not just sharing words, you're sharing a piece of your truth, and people can feel that. In a world overflowing with pretenses and polished facades, authenticity cuts through like a breath of fresh air. It's what makes people stop, listen, and say, this person is genuine. Being authentic starts with knowing who you are. It means understanding your values, beliefs, and the experiences that have shaped you. When you speak, your words should reflect those truths. People respect leaders who are grounded in their identity because it gives their voice a consistency and integrity that can't be faked. You don't have to be perfect. In fact, showing vulnerability makes you more relatable. Authenticity isn't about projecting an image of invincibility, it's about being human. Your audience doesn't expect you to have all the answers or to always get it right. What they do expect is honesty. If you don't know something, admit it. If you've made a mistake, own it. Trying to cover up flaws or pretending to be someone you're not only creates distance, but when you openly acknowledge your imperfections, you invite connection. People are drawn to leaders who are willing to say, I'm not perfect, but I'm committed. Authenticity also requires congruence between your words and your actions. If you say one thing but do another, your credibility erodes. Trust comes from alignment when what you say, what you do, and who you are all match. This consistency reassures people that you're reliable and steadfast, even in challenging times. Your authenticity will also shine through when you speak from personal experience. Share your struggles, triumphs, and the lessons you've learned along the way. These stories make you relatable and help your audience see themselves in your journey. People don't just want to hear ideas, they want to feel the heartbeat behind them. When your message is infused with personal truth, it becomes more than words, it becomes a connection. However, being authentic doesn't mean abandoning professionalism or boundaries. It's not about oversharing or venting your frustrations. It's about finding the balance between being real and being respectful. Authenticity is powerful because it's intentional. It's the art of showing enough of your true self to inspire trust while staying focused on serving your audience. Ultimately, authenticity isn't something you perform, it's something you embody. When you speak from a place of truth, people don't just hear you, they feel you. They respect you not because of your title, your expertise, or your authority, but because they know they can trust you. And trust is the currency of leadership. Confidence is the force that draws people to you even before you speak a word. It radiates from your presence, your tone, and your demeanor. When you speak with confidence, you communicate that you believe in your message, and that belief is contagious. People are naturally drawn to those who project certainty because it provides a sense of stability and assurance. Confidence isn't about knowing everything, it's about standing firm in what you do know and being willing to lead despite uncertainty. At its core, confidence begins with preparation. Confidence doesn't magically appear, it's built through practice, knowledge, and experience. When you've done the work to understand your message and anticipate questions or challenges, you stand on a solid foundation. This preparation eliminates the anxiety that often undermines confidence and allows you to focus on connecting with your audience. Knowing your material inside and out frees you from overthinking and lets your authenticity shine. Confidence is also about presence, how you carry yourself in the moment. Your body language speaks volumes before you say a single word. A confident leader walks into a room with purpose, stands tall, makes eye contact. These nonverbal cues signal to others that you're in control, calm, and self-assured. Even if you feel nervous inside, adopting confident posture can trick both your mind and your audience into believing you're composed. Tone of voice is another critical element. A confident speaker projects their voice with strength and clarity. They don't rush their words or mumble, they own the space they're in. Pauses become tools of emphasis rather than signs of hesitation. When your voice carries conviction, people can't help but pay attention. It's not just about what you say, it's about how you say it. True confidence doesn't rely on perfection. It's not about having all the answers or avoiding mistakes. In fact, overly polished speech can come across as insincere. Confidence is being comfortable with imperfection. It's about saying, here's what I know, here's what I believe, and I'm willing to stand by it. When you're unafraid to admit what you don't know or acknowledge a misstep, you show strength, not weakness. This humility reinforces your credibility and makes your confidence feel genuine. Confidence is magnetic because it inspires trust. People want to follow someone who exudes certainty and optimism, especially in moments of doubt or challenge. Your confidence becomes a stabilizing force, reassuring others that even if the path is unclear, you have the fortitude to navigate it. When you speak confidently, you give your audience permission to believe not just in your message, but in themselves. Finally, confidence is an energy, and energy is contagious. When you speak with passion and purpose, your enthusiasm lights up the room. People feel your excitement and are drawn to your vision. This doesn't mean being loud or overbearing. Quiet confidence can be just as powerful. What matters is the conviction behind your words. Confidence, when combined with authenticity and clarity, becomes an unstoppable force that commands respect and inspires action. Active listening is one of the most powerful tools a leader can wield. It's not just about hearing words, it's about understanding the person behind those words. When you truly listen, you make others feel seen, valued, and understood. This sense of connection builds trust and deepens respect, creating a foundation for meaningful relationships. Active listening isn't passive, it's an intentional, focused effort to engage with someone on a deeper level. The first step in active listening is presence. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted by devices, tasks, or even your own thoughts while someone is speaking. But real connection requires your full attention. When you're engaged in a conversation, be there mentally, emotionally, and physically. Maintain eye contact, not occasionally to show understanding, and eliminate distractions. This signals to the speaker that their words matter to you and that they have your undivided focus. Listening actively also means going beyond the surface of what is being said. It's not just about the words themselves, but the emotions, intentions, and nuances behind them. Pay attention to tone, body language, and pauses. Sometimes what's not being said is just as important as what is. For instance, a hesitant tone might indicate doubt or fear, while crossed arms could suggest defensiveness. By noticing these subtleties, you can respond in a way that shows deeper understanding and empathy. A critical part of active listening is asking thoughtful questions. Great leaders don't just listen, they seek to understand. Asking open-ended questions like, can you tell me more about that? Or what do you think is the biggest challenge here? Demonstrates curiosity and a genuine interest in the other person's perspective. It also encourages them to open up and share more. This dialogue strengthens the bond between you as it shows you value their input and are willing to explore their thoughts further. Reflecting and paraphrasing are also powerful tools in active listening. When someone shares something, take a moment to summarize their point in your own words. What I'm hearing is that you feel overwhelmed by the timeline. Is that right? This not only confirms that you've understood them, but also gives them an opportunity to clarify if necessary. Reflecting their words back to them shows respect and ensures that communication is clear. Empathy is at the heart of active listening. It's not enough to understand the facts of what someone is saying. You must also connect with how they're feeling. Phrases like, I can see why that would be frustrating, or that sounds like it was a really tough experience, convey that you're not just hearing their words, you're sharing in their emotions. This emotional connection is what turns a conversation into a meaningful interaction. Active listening also requires patience. Too often, people listen with the intent to reply rather than the intent to understand. They're formulating their response before the speaker is even finished. But true listening means giving someone the space to express themselves fully without interruptions or judgments. Sometimes the best response is silence, a pause that encourages the speaker to continue and delve deeper. The impact of active listening is profound. When people feel heard, they feel valued, they're more likely to trust you, respect your leadership, and open up to collaboration. Active listening isn't just a skill, it's a gift you give to others. It's a way of saying you matter, your voice matters. Ultimately, active listening builds a bridge between you and the other person. It creates a connection rooted in mutual understanding and respect. As a leader, when you listen actively, you don't just gain insight, you gain loyalty, trust, and the ability to inspire. It's through listening that you earn the right to speak and lead effectively. Storytelling is one of the most powerful tools a leader can use to influence and inspire. Stories resonate on a level that facts, figures, and data simply cannot. They bypass logic and go straight to the heart, stirring emotions, creating connections, and leaving lasting impressions. People may forget what you said, but they will remember how you made them feel, and storytelling is the key to making them feel something profound. At its essence, storytelling is about human connection. Stories are universal, they transcend culture, age, and background. When you share a story, you invite your audience into your world, offering them a glimpse of your experiences, values, and vision. This shared experience creates a bond, making your message not just heard but felt. A story makes you relatable, transforming you from a distant figure into someone real, someone who understands and can be trusted. The power of storytelling lies in its ability to simplify complexity. Leadership often involves addressing complicated ideas or inspiring action in the face of uncertainty. A well-crafted story can break down these complexities into something accessible and memorable. Instead of explaining a strategy with charts and jargon, tell a story about a moment when that strategy worked. Stories give abstract ideas a tangible form, making them easier to grasp and more compelling to follow. A great story starts with authenticity. People can sense when a story is rehearsed or fabricated, and nothing erodes trust faster. Share your real experiences, the moments that challenged you, the failures that taught you, and the victories that shaped you. These moments of vulnerability show your humanity and make your audience more willing to engage with your message. Authentic stories also demonstrate your credibility because they come from a place of truth. Emotion is the heart of storytelling. Facts appeal to the mind, but stories touch the soul. When you share a story filled with emotion, joy, fear, hope, or even despair, you create a visceral connection with your audience. They feel what you felt, and this shared emotional experience makes your message unforgettable. Whether it's a tale of overcoming adversity or a moment of profound discovery, emotion is what turns a simple narrative into a transformative experience. The structure of a story is crucial to its impact. Every great story has a beginning, middle, and end. It introduces a relatable character, presents a challenge or conflict, and resolves with a lesson or call to action. This arc mirrors the journeys we all face, making the story resonate on a personal level. Your audience should see themselves in your story, finding parallels to their own struggles and aspirations. Details matter in storytelling. Vivid descriptions, specific moments, and clear imagery bring your story to life. Instead of saying, "I faced a tough decision," describe the moment I sat alone in my office, staring at the clock as the seconds ticked louder and louder, the weight of the decision pressing on my chest. These details transport your audience into the scene, making your experience their experience, their experience. Another hallmark of effective storytelling is relevance. Your story must connect to your audience's needs, challenges, or dreams. Before sharing a story, ask yourself, why does this matter to them? Tailor your narrative so it aligns with their journey. If you're leading a team through a tough time, share a story of resilience. If you're inspiring innovation, recount a moment of creative breakthrough. The more aligned your story is with their reality, the more powerful its impact. Storytelling is not just about entertainment, it's about transformation. A compelling story doesn't just inform, it moves people to action. It inspires them to think differently, believe in themselves, or embrace a new vision. Close your story with a clear takeaway or a call to action. What do you want your audience to feel, think, or do as a result of hearing your story? When you master storytelling, you don't just communicate, you create influence. You lead people not by commanding them, but by inspiring them to see the world as you do. A great story can ignite change, foster unity, and spark the courage to take the next step. Through storytelling, your words become more than a message, they become a catalyst for transformation. Body language is a silent yet powerful form of communication. Before you utter a single word, your posture, gestures, and facial expressions already speak volumes about your confidence, authenticity, and intent. People instinctively pick up on nonverbal cues, often trusting them more than the words being spoken. This makes mastering body language essential for any leader who wants to inspire respect and establish authority. The first element of impactful body language is posture. How you carry yourself sets the tone for how others perceive you. A slouched posture conveys disinterest, fatigue, or insecurity, while standing tall with your shoulders back exudes confidence and readiness. Your posture should reflect that you're in control, not just of the situation, but of yourself. When you walk into a room, your posture can command attention and establish your presence before you say a word. Eye contact is another cornerstone of effective body language. When you maintain steady eye contact, you show attentiveness, confidence, and sincerity. It tells your audience that you're fully engaged and that they matter to you. Avoiding eye contact, on the other hand, can come across as evasive or insecure. Balance is key. Too much eye contact can feel intense, while too little can seem dismissive. The goal is to create a connection through genuine, thoughtful glances that convey openness and trust. Your gestures amplify your message and add a layer of emotion to your words. Purposeful, deliberate gestures help emphasize key points and make your speech more dynamic. For instance, opening your arms wide can signal inclusion or invitation, while pointing or using sharp hand movements can underscore conviction. However, excessive or erratic gestures can be distracting and diminish your credibility. Aim for movements that feel natural and align with the rhythm of your speech. Facial expressions are one of the most revealing aspects of body language. They provide an immediate window into your emotions. A genuine smile can convey warmth and approachability, while a furrowed brow may indicate focus or concern. It's important to ensure that your facial expressions match your words. Inconsistency can create confusion or make you seem disingenuous. If you're discussing something inspiring, let enthusiasm shine through your face. If the subject is serious, let your expression reflect gravity and sincerity. Your stance and movement also play a critical role. Standing with your feet shoulder-width apart conveys stability and balance, while crossing your arms or leaning away can seem defensive or disinterested. When addressing a group, avoid standing rigidly in one place or pacing aimlessly. Instead, use purposeful movement to engage your audience. Step forward when making a key point or move slightly to one side to shift focus. Controlled, intentional movement demonstrates confidence and keeps your audience visually engaged. Proximity and personal space are subtle but significant aspects of body language. How close you stand to someone can influence their comfort and perception of you. In one-on-one conversations, respecting personal space shows consideration, while in larger settings, moving closer to your audience can create intimacy and connection. Pay attention to cultural norms and individual preferences to ensure your proximity is appropriate. Your voice is an extension of your body language. Though technically verbal, its tone, pace, and volume convey nonverbal messages. A strong, steady voice projects confidence, while a soft, hesitant tone might suggest doubt. Varying your pitch and tempo adds energy and emphasis, making your message more compelling. Pauses are just as important. They signal confidence, allow your words to sink in, and give the audience time to process. The synchronization of all these elements, posture, gestures, facial expressions, and voice creates a harmonious delivery that enhances your message. When your body language aligns with your words, it reinforces your credibility, makes your communication more impactful. If there's a disconnect, like saying you're confident while fidgeting or avoiding eye contact, your audience will instinctively trust what they see over what they hear. Mastering body language requires self-awareness and practice. Take time to observe how you carry yourself in conversations and presentations. Record yourself speaking or seek feedback from trusted peers to identify areas for improvement. Small adjustments like uncrossing your arms or lifting your chin can have a significant impact on how others perceive you. Ultimately, body language is a tool for connection. It conveys confidence, respect, and authenticity in ways words cannot. When you're intentional about how you use your body, you don't just communicate, you captivate. Your audience doesn't just hear your message, they feel it. And that is how you speak like a leader without saying a single word. Adaptability is the hallmark of an effective communicator. No matter how powerful your message may be, its impact depends on how well it resonates with your audience. To connect, influence, and inspire, you must tailor your approach to meet their needs, expectations, and context. Adapting to your audience is not about compromising your message, but about presenting it in a way that aligns with their perspectives and priorities. The first step in adapting to your audience is understanding who they are. Take the time to research their demographics, values, and concerns. Are you speaking to a group of seasoned professionals, a team of emerging leaders, or a community with diverse cultural backgrounds? Each audience comes with unique expectations, experiences, and ways of interpreting information. By knowing who they are, you can frame your message in terms that resonate deeply with their reality. Empathy is at the heart of this process. To adapt effectively, you must step into your audience's shoes and see the world from their perspective. Consider their challenges, goals, and emotions. What do they care about? What fears or aspirations drive them? When you approach communication with empathy, you show that you understand their needs and are there to serve them, not just to deliver a speech. This builds trust and makes them more receptive to your message. Language plays a critical role in connecting with your audience. Avoid jargon or overly technical terms unless you're speaking to a group familiar with that vocabulary. Simplify complex ideas without dumbing them down, and use metaphors or analogies that align with their experiences. The words you choose should not only inform, but also inspire. Speak in a tone that matches the setting, formal for professional environments, conversational for casual gatherings, or impassioned for moments of inspiration. Your examples and stories should also reflect the audience's world. Tailor anecdotes to their industry, region, or cultural context. If you're addressing a team of educators, a story about innovative teaching methods will resonate far more than one focused on corporate sales. When your examples feel relatable, your audience is more likely to engage with your message and see its relevance to their own lives. Adaptation also means reading the room. Pay attention to nonverbal cues like body language, facial expressions, and energy levels. Are they engaged, nodding along, or are they looking at their phones and seeming disconnected? If you sense a drop in energy, adjust your tone, pacing, or approach to recapture their attention. This flexibility shows that you're attuned to their needs in real time and willing to adjust to serve them better. The structure of your message should also be adaptive based on your audience. Some groups prefer a clear, linear flow with a beginning, middle, and end. Others may respond better to a dynamic, interactive approach. For example, a corporate board might appreciate a logical breakdown of strategies and outcomes, while a community gathering might respond more to stories and emotional appeals. Match your delivery style to what works best for your audience. Listening is just as important as speaking when it comes to adaptation. Encourage dialogue by asking open-ended questions and pay close attention to responses. This not only provides valuable insights into their thoughts, but also signals that their input matters. When your audience feels heard, they are more likely to respect and engage with you as a leader. Timing and pacing are also critical. Some audiences thrive on rapid, energetic delivery, while others prefer a slower, more reflective pace. Adjust how you present your message to fit their rhythm. Pause when necessary to let key points sink in, or pick up the tempo when the energy in the room calls for it. This adaptability shows that you're not rigid, you're responsive. Ultimately, adapting to your audience is about creating a bridge between your message and their reality. It's not about changing who you are or what you stand for, but about ensuring that your words land with maximum impact. By meeting your audience where they are, you guide them to where you want them to go. This connection transforms communication from a one-way delivery into a shared experience, and that's when true influence begins. Commanding a room with presence is about more than just walking into a space, it's about owning it. True presence is a magnetic quality that makes people stop, look, and listen the moment you enter. It doesn't require shouting or demanding attention. Instead, it stems from a quiet yet undeniable confidence that radiates from within. Presence is a combination of how you carry yourself, how you engage with others, and how you project your energy. When you cultivate presence, you don't just take up physical space, you fill the room with purpose and authority. The foundation of presence begins with self-awareness. You must know who you are, what you stand for, and the message you want to convey. People can sense when someone is uncertain or unfocused, and they gravitate toward those who exude clarity and conviction. Presence comes from a deep inner confidence that says, I belong here and I have something valuable to share. This belief in yourself allows others to believe in you too. Body language is a powerful tool for establishing presence. Your posture, movements, and expressions communicate your confidence before you say a single word. Stand tall with your shoulders back, your chest open, and your head held high. These simple adjustments signal strength and approachability. When you move, do so with purpose. Avoid fidgeting, slouching, or shuffling. Even the way you walk into a room matters. A deliberate stride shows you are grounded and in control. Eye contact is one of the most direct ways to connect with an audience and assert your presence. Look people in the eye, whether you're addressing one person or an entire group. This not only conveys confidence, but also creates a sense of intimacy and trust. Avoid darting glances or looking down, as these can signal nervousness or lack of focus. Instead, use eye contact to establish a connection, holding it long enough to show sincerity without making it uncomfortable. Your voice is another cornerstone of presence. A strong, clear voice projects authority and confidence. Speak at a pace that allows your words to be absorbed but not rushed. Vary your tone and volume to emphasize key points, and don't shy away from using pauses. They add weight to your message and give your audience time to reflect. A voice that resonates with conviction can command a room, even in moments of silence. Presence is also about energy. It's the invisible force that draws people toward you. This energy isn't about being the loudest or most animated person in the room. It's about the intensity and focus you bring to the moment. When you're fully present and engaged, people feel it. Your energy should match the context, calm and steady for serious discussions, vibrant and enthusiastic for moments of inspiration. What matters is that your energy aligns with your purpose and feels authentic. Listening plays a surprising yet critical role in commanding a room. Being a great listener shows respect and attentiveness, which in turn earns you respect. When others speak, listen, actively nod, maintain eye contact, and respond thoughtfully. This demonstrates that you value their input and are confident enough in yourself to share the spotlight. The ability to both speak with authority and listen with humility creates a balanced presence that is deeply compelling. Presence also involves your ability to adapt to the environment and audience. Each room is different, and each group has its own dynamics. A leader with presence reads the room, senses the energy, and adjusts accordingly. If the atmosphere is tense, your calm and steady demeanor can bring reassurance. If it's lethargic, your enthusiasm can reignite the energy. This adaptability shows emotional intelligence and ensures your presence has the desired impact. Another aspect of commanding a room is owning the space itself. This doesn't mean dominating it. It means engaging with it intentionally. Use movement to connect with different parts of the room, making everyone feel included. Your presence should fill the space without overwhelming it. Small gestures like stepping closer to your audience when making an important point or gesturing broadly to emphasize inclusion can make your presence felt even in a large room. Finally, presence is about authenticity. People are drawn to those who are real, not those trying to impress or conform. Be genuine in your words, actions, and demeanor. Authenticity builds trust and ensures that your presence does capture attention, but earns respect. It's not about being perfect, it's about being true to yourself and your purpose. When you command a room with presence, you don't need to demand attention that's given freely. People lean in, not because they have to, but because they want to. Your presence creates a powerful connection, turning your words into a force that inspires, influences, and leads. It's not just about being noticed, it's about making an unforgettable impact. Asking questions is one of the most effective ways to engage your audience and foster meaningful dialogue. It's a tool that does more than just gather information. It creates connection, sparks curiosity, and drives interaction. When you ask the right questions, you open the door to new insights and possibilities. Great leaders and communicators know that the key to influence isn't just in delivering answers, but in sparking conversations. Asking questions isn't about being passive or giving up control. It's about creating a dynamic exchange that invites participation and deepens understanding. The first step in asking questions to engage is to understand your audience. What are their interests, challenges, and desires? Tailoring your questions to their world will not only make them more relevant, but also show that you respect and value their perspective. When your questions reflect an understanding of their needs, they are more likely to respond thoughtfully and feel invested in the conversation. This engagement builds trust, creating a foundation for collaboration and influence. Open-ended questions are particularly powerful because they invite elaboration and creativity. Instead of asking questions that can be answered with a simple yes or no, aim for questions that prompt reflection and discussion. Questions like, what challenges do you see ahead in our project, or how do you think we can make this process more efficient, allow the audience to share their opinions and ideas. These questions transform passive listeners into active participants, encouraging them to think critically and contribute meaningfully. The art of asking great questions lies in being genuinely curious. When you ask a question, make sure it's because you truly want to know the answer, not just because you're trying to steer the conversation. People can sense when a question is asked out of genuine interest, and this authenticity fosters trust and respect. When you show a sincere curiosity about others' opinions and experiences, you invite them to share and feel valued. This creates a safe space for open dialogue where everyone's input is welcomed and considered. Sometimes the way you ask a question can be just as important as the content of the question itself. Framing your questions positively and constructively can encourage a more solution-oriented mindset. For example, instead of asking what went wrong in this project, try asking what can we learn from this experience to improve next time. The second question invites reflection while keeping the conversation forward, focused, and empowering. It steers the dialogue toward growth and learning rather than dwelling on mistakes. You can also use questions to challenge assumptions and expand perspectives. By asking thought-provoking questions, you can push your audience to think beyond their usual boundaries and consider alternative solutions or viewpoints. A question like, what if we approach this problem from an entirely different angle, encourages creative thinking and inspires innovation. These questions open up new possibilities and push people to think outside of their comfort zones, which can lead to breakthroughs and new ideas. Questions can also help you gauge the level of understanding or alignment within a group. If you're unsure whether everyone is on the same page, asking questions like, what's your take on this, or how does this idea align with your perspective, allows you to assess their understanding and adjust accordingly. This kind of engagement helps ensure that everyone feels heard and understood, which is critical for maintaining cohesion and alignment in teams or groups. In addition to using questions to gather information or spark thought, they can also be a tool for building relationships. By asking personal questions or inquiring about someone's experiences, you show an interest in them beyond the immediate task at hand. This can be especially important in leadership or team settings as it fosters trust and a deeper connection between individuals. For example, what inspired you to pursue this career, or what do you enjoy most about the work we're doing? Allows people to share their passions and motivations, deepening your understanding of them as individuals. Great leaders also use questions to empower others. Instead of telling people what to do, ask questions that guide them to find their own answers. Questions like, what do you think is the best solution to this problem? Or how do you envision our next steps? Encourage others to take ownership of the decision-making process. This not only empowers them, but also builds confidence and accountability. It's through the act of responding to questions that people often find clarity and strength in their own ideas and actions. Finally, asking questions is a great way to encourage reflection. A well-timed question can make someone pause and reconsider their assumptions, beliefs, or actions. For example, what would success look like in this situation? Or what is the one thing you could do today to make a difference? Prompts the listener to reflect deeply on their own approach and consider how they can improve or take action. These types of reflective questions can lead to personal growth, enhanced problem solving, and greater self-awareness. When you learn to ask powerful, engaging questions, you do more than gather information. You create an environment where people feel heard, valued, and motivated. Questions don't just spark conversations, they deepen connections and open up pathways for collaboration, innovation, and growth. They transform you from a passive speaker into an active leader, guiding your audience or team to explore new ideas, take ownership of solutions, and ultimately reach greater levels of success. Now it's time to take everything you've learned and put it into action. The principles of speaking like a leader, commanding presence, and engaging your audience are not just concepts to admire, they are tools that, when implemented, can profoundly transform the way you lead, communicate, and influence others. But none of this matters if you don't take the first step toward applying it. I challenge you today, right now, to think about the next conversation, presentation, or interaction you'll have. How will you show up in that moment? How will you use your voice, your energy, your body language, and your words to make an impact? This isn't something that can be left for tomorrow. The best leaders don't wait for the perfect moment to start. They create that moment every time they engage. Start by taking ownership of your presence. Walk into every room with the understanding that you have something of value to contribute. Don't wait for permission to speak up or to lead, claim your space. When you communicate, make your message clear, strong, and compelling. But most importantly, remember that it's not just about what you say, it's how you say it and the energy you bring into the room that makes the real difference. Think about the power of asking questions. From now on, don't just ask questions because they're expected. Ask questions that invite exploration, foster dialogue, and drive action. Whether you're in a meeting or having a casual conversation, ask questions that get people thinking, questioning their assumptions, and engaging with new ideas. Your questions will not only reveal more insights, but also show others that you're truly invested in their thoughts and contributions. This is how you create respect and build influence. As you continue to develop these skills, know that it won't happen overnight. It's a journey, one that requires consistent effort, practice, and a willingness to push through discomfort. But every time you step into a room with presence, ask the right questions, or listen actively, you are one step closer to becoming the leader you're meant to be. Now it's your turn. You have the ability, the power, and the tools to lead with authenticity, clarity, and conviction, but only you can take the initiative to make that difference. So I ask you, how will you show up today? What actions will you take, starting now, to become the leader you've always known you could be? The time to start is now. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Seize it, lead it, and make your mark. In conclusion, speaking like a leader is not about mastering a set of tactics or techniques. It's about embodying a mindset rooted in clarity, authenticity, confidence, and connection. It's about knowing that your words have power, your presence commands attention, and your actions inspire respect. Every conversation, every presentation, and every interaction is an opportunity for you to lead, to influence, and to make a difference. By asking the right questions, you engage not just the minds of your audience, but their hearts as well, fostering deep relationships built on trust and collaboration. Through body language, tone, and energy, you create an undeniable presence that speaks volumes before you even open your mouth. And by adapting to your audience, you ensure that your message resonates deeply with the people you're meant to serve, inspiring them to take action and join you in your mission. But none of this is effective unless you take action. The tools, the insights, the strategies, none of them matter if you don't step forward and begin implementing them in your life starting today. The power to command a room, to inspire change, and to speak like a true leader is already within you. It's time to embrace that power. Take ownership of your voice and show up in every room with the presence and influence you deserve. So remember, this leadership begins with you, and it starts now. The question is not whether you can lead, it's whether you are willing to step up, embrace your potential, and speak like the leader you were always meant to be. Go out and make your mark. The world is waiting for your voice.